Pollen allergies. There we go. I think you guys are live now.
Yeah.
Broadcast live from NYC.
Oh, okay. So today is today was our first full day in New York, right? And we obviously took the wrong train and got off the wrong train stop.
I liked it though because we got to walk around.
I know, we got to walk from the east side of the Bronx all the way to the west side along 165th Street, and we went through about 4 or 5 different projects. And it actually, and then those single rekehus and the bully, what was that?
Rekehus.
Was it rekehus?
Yeah.
That wasn't bad, right? You seem to be impressed with it.
Yeah, but I thought they were like middle class.
Yeah, it seemed to be middle class, but where have you seen rekehus next to projects?
But the projects didn't even look bad.
No, they weren't. You saw people cleaning it up and stuff. But
Yep.
still, we found out those people were dirt poor.
Yeah.
But they kept their stuff really clean, right?
It's
So,
like cleaner than Oslo.
It was though.
I swear.
No, I was truly surprised that the South Bronx was that clean, because when I grew up, the South Bronx was wasteland. There was no buildings, it was just abandoned lots, burnt out cars, and now the South Bronx actually looks like it's decent.
Yeah, but when you told us about South Bronx, I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary, but it was comfortable.
Last year we had an incident where one of the students, one of the girls, it doesn't matter if it was a girl or boy, but they took out the camera and they were behind me and they stopped to shoot a picture, and I crossed the street, and when I got across the street I turned around, fortunately I did, and there was 2 guys on both sides of her and they were walking towards her. So one guy had passed her to check her out, turned around after he checked her out, and then started walking back to her, while the other guy who was waiting, he started walking to her, and so they meet up with you from both sides.
Wow.
Because she had one of those nice digital cameras and stuff. And I just started yelling, screaming to attract attention, and these guys are like, oh, wait a minute, he's with them? Those, you know. And I just yelled at the girls, get over here now! Yeah, blah, blah, blah. And because I created such a scene, these 2 guys just sort of went different directions and just let it go. You know, it happens that fast.
But when I had that in my mind when we was arriving, and constantly thinking about worst case scenarios.
Yeah.
So, but I got more comfortable with the Bronx as we were walking.
I know, it was actually like a beautiful Bronx.
Yeah.
Seriously, I
it
was
was really nice,
comfortable
yeah.
walking down the street.
Yeah.
I was like, I
Yeah.
was like chilling and like,
Yeah.
yeah, this is actually pretty nice.
Yeah.
When I
But-
came to Bronx, that's when I felt that I was in America. When
Yeah.
I came to New York, I felt like only tourists and
Yeah, because we're staying, you know, right, 5 minutes from Times Square?
But when we arrived, I was thinking like, shit, we could get jumped anytime.
I didn't think that.
You're not gonna get jumped in Times Square. Tomorrow we're in, I forgot the address. He said, where's, good question, I forgot the address.
The youth.
I know the youth center, but I forgot where it's located. No, but it's located in like Midtown, so again, it's a good neighborhood.
Okay.
So that's nothing. And then Thursday, we're in East New York.
Brooklyn? Where are you laughing?
East New York, baby!
Oh, I love that baby sound.
I mean, it's East New York. Doesn't it sound different?
East New York. It sounds good.
Are Queens the only part of New York we were not visiting?
And Staten Island.
Is that okay.
Staten Island, and nobody visits Queens.
Why?
It's like
Nothing happens in Queens.
The king of Queens is.
That's embarrassing. That's your answer. Okay, you watch too much TV.
No, but Thomas, I want to say something.
Yeah.
I was really scared at the subway, no, at the metro.
Subway.
I was very scared at the subway because people were like really serious, and yeah, I was a little scared at the subway, but I wasn't scared at the Bronx.
what was funny? You said don't look down. I was like, okay.
Yeah, you said
so
it.
I started like looking around, like,
Yeah.
okay, I understand how this works.
Yeah.
And then I said to I told you, right? We weren't supposed to look people in the eyes
Yeah.
because the.
But also, it was kind of difficult to not do this,
But-
because it was so many people that say hi to you,
But I don't think not like
and
you.
also I think it was really cozy that and comfortable when it was kind of musicians at the subway stations,
Exactly.
and I felt so glad. It gave me a really happy feeling.
Yeah, but let's talk about all the. You guys touched on a whole bunch of important things that happened today, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
So first of all, why don't you look down? Well, if you look
You
down,
look
you're not paying
insecure.
attention. And if you ain't paying attention, you become a victim. You'll become a statistic, right? In New York, everybody's head is up. Do you ever see anybody looking down?
No.
No. We're all looking up. And when we make eye contact, what do? We go, what's up? Hi, something.
But can we do that in the Bronx? We can't do that. In
They're
Bronx.
human beings. You could do that in Oslo.
No, but
Not with that.
it's like.
I can look at you, maybe like I can like turn around.
My point is this, is that you have, in Manhattan, you have 12 million people in just an island of Manhattan.
Mm.
And what we decided to do was, I'm gonna say hi.
Yeah.
I can't ignore you. You're all, everybody's all over the place. Might as well be nice. What's the excuse in Norway? You don't have 12 million people in one little spot. You have less. So you have it's even easier to say hi. But it's not happening. Why not? Today you saw everybody's just like hi, head shaking, everything.
Yeah,
right?
even in the Bronx, there was an old man who walked past me and would say hi. And I was
Exactly.
Like,
Police said hi. hello.
Like-
Yeah, I remember that. And the police say hi.
You
So?
you can smile at people,
Yeah,
and just a smile means a lot.
a lot. It's respect.
Yeah.
Is respect. When I say hi to you, I expect you to say hi back. I give you respect, you give me respect. If I want respect, I have to give respect.
Yeah.
And that's how it works. Very simple.
Mm.
So and also having your head up, you get to see things. You get to experience things. And so we were walking in that long tunnel in the subway. That was interesting. And you guys experienced the city under the city,
Mm.
Yeah.
right? All the different levels and floors, and we kept on hundreds of people all over the place, no matter where we were. And right when we were deep inside the earth of New York, what did we hear?
Beautiful
Violent.
music.
Beautiful music.
Yeah.
I love the guy who threw the $1 and just like run.
Yeah.
Wasn't that cool?
Yeah.
Wasn't that cool?
In Norway, it's like if there are any musicians at the subway stations, people are like, they just pass by and don't care. They're like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
But
because
here, people are like, they stand by, just get over there and listen to the music, and they're just like, oh, that's beautiful.
And I'm guilty myself,
What are you guilty of?
not showing respect for people who are playing music at the streets or
Were you guilty of that today, though?
no.
Did you remember that woman playing the violin?
That was so beautiful.
Did you saw how she was playing the violin? Her eyes were closed the whole
She
time?
was concentrate.
She was someplace else.
Yeah.
Did she focus on the money going in that
No.
bin?
No, she just looked at the.
She didn't even look, right? Her eyes were closed. And I think there was $1 going in there every 2 or 3 minutes. Somebody was putting $1 in. And then that guy that was just running by, he threw his $1 in. I mean, that,
Like you,
It's
you
amazing.
heard the echo of the
yeah, it was
beautiful
beautiful. It was
music.
just absolutely beautiful.
And just threw it like you deserve this.
Yeah,
Just
she
like-
should be in Carnegie Hall because that made everybody stop.
Mm.
You saw people rushing to work because it was
Yeah.
late.
And they
People
were like,
stopped.
"Oh."
Yeah.
Yeah, it was gorgeous. And then when we got up to the Bronx, so we got on the train, and something magical happened at 125th Street.
The white people went away. Jumped out of the subway.
Do you read about that on tourist books, or do you read about that on the
No.
internet?
No.
Weird, huh?
I didn't notice that until you
Yeah.
told us. I was like, yeah, seriously, where are all the white people?
We noticed that when we were kids. It was just sort of rule of thumb. White people don't go north of 125th Street. And every time I come here, I always get to 125th, and I always look, the door's open, I go, let's see. Oh, there they go. They're leaving again. But here's 2012, and it's still happening. Isn't that bizarre?
It is.
Right? Still in 2012. There's a segregation of people based on color
I don't understand how they.
in Manhattan, but nobody talks about it.
Mm.
But we all know about it. You know?
But I love the guy sitting next to me playing the game and listening to music.
That was cool.
That was awesome.
That was cool.
Mm.
And then I
That
started.
made my day, seriously.
And I started dancing. And he thought it was
Yeah.
cool.
Bebop.
I didn't even know I was dancing until I think you told me that I was dancing in the subway. But it was good music, and it was from his little mobile phone. And did he mind?
No.
He thought it was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when we talked, he was listening to us, and he loved it. What we said, he was like a part of the
Conversation.
Yeah, a part of the
Welcome to
conversation.
New York. How much did it cost us?
Nothing.
And he had a good time. And we had a good time.
Yeah.
And we got to enjoy some good music while we're on the subway.
Yeah.
It's so simple, isn't it?
Mm.
It's so simple. Just be you. All the time. And other people are themselves in all the time. And you have a wonderful little moment. And then he gets off the train, and we get off the train.
Like, it was the best subway trip
Ever.
ever. Ever. Like, I'm gonna remember that till the day I die, because I thought that the subways were like, okay, you gotta watch out all the time.
Yeah,
You haven't. You listen to good music, Rihanna on a
Yeah.
cell phone, and you're like riding to the Bronx.
I'm gonna think about the
It's awesome.
experience next time I hear that song. So
So Rihanna means New York City subway to you
actually,
guys? That's
yeah,
cool.
it's a moment for life.
It's no, it's like you can sit by Afro-American, and you're not afraid of them like most people are, because oh my God, Bronx, you know, we've heard so much about the Bronx, it's dangerous, la la. But when I walked on the streets, I felt like home, because it was quiet, it was nice, people minding their own business.
But if we went there by now, there would be a whole another scenario and a whole another situation, wouldn't it?
At nighttime?
Yeah.
It's everywhere at that time.
Every major city, once the sun goes down, the dark people come out.
What's the deal about that? It's like,
I don't know.
It's
Is
not
it,
dark.
maybe it's like the animal kingdom, right? In the forest, when the sun goes down, you have all these predator creatures out there looking and hunting. Maybe that's just the way creatures are, animals are.
It's like they don't see you. It's the best option
Yeah.
yeah.
Get the hell out of those places, you know? Get someplace safe. What?
There wasn't a lot of people in Bronx in the streets.
No, they weren't.
That was surprising.
That was
Well,
surprising.
I noticed that when they saw us, they looked weird at us, like what?
Yeah,
What?
especially when we went into McDonald's.
Yeah.
No, well,
Oh, really? They look
Yeah.
weird as McDonald's?
Really?
I didn't notice that, but
Really?
They gave
Yeah.
you, like, I was scared. They
What
gave-
was it? The people behind the counter or the
no,
people
the
eating?
people eating.
Really?
They stopped and looked at us like, what are
Really?
you doing here?
I didn't notice.
Stopped eating.
I
That's
didn't
why I
notice.
told you, can we eat somewhere else?
So
Yeah.
that's because I wondered what happened, because as we walked in,
Yeah.
there was, as a group, we all were sort of one. There was a certain feeling, and then when we got in, something just changed.
Yeah, you were like,
I
wearing-
didn't
And I was like,
understand
"What the
why-
hell's going on?" You know, something just changed drastically when we got in
I
there.
didn't want to sit there.
Yeah, I changed my mind because I didn't want to eat at McDonald's because we have McDonald's in Norway. What's the point?
I was just, I was just trying to be
It was
nice.
very
Yeah, I
uncomfortable.
know, I know.
But really,
Yeah.
okay, that's interesting. We're in the South Bronx.
Mm.
That's comfortable. We go to McDonald's.
but did you notice?
That's uncomfortable.
Did
That's
you-
interesting.
Did you notice like this positive atmosphere at the pizzeria, even though we were
Yeah.
in the South Bronx?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like,
And that was like an oasis. I mean, it could have been anywhere. Everybody was very well dressed in suits and stuff like that. The food, the broccoli, I mean, those vegetables were fresh.
Yeah.
That was damn good pizza.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Mm.
And I mean, today was a taste of, for me, in one general way, it was, I set this expectation in all your heads and mine that the South Bronx would be shit, right?
Yeah.
And we ended up seeing the cleanest projects, the nicest people, the few people who hung outside. We got to see Enebuli, right?
Yeah.
Rekehus, which one?
Rekehus.
Rekehus. We got to see Rekehus in the South Bronx.
what's the recluse in?
Attached building. I don't
Attached
know.
building.
So
Attached building.
I saw some nice cars too.
Yeah, and you got
Yeah,
to
the
see.
cars were like
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
It's,
scene that I love, that you turn your head on the left side, you see the project.
Yeah.
And the right, the
attached houses.
Yeah, attached houses.
That was very bizarre.
Yeah, it was. I was like this tall buildings, and then you see this.
Yeah.
I wanted
Seriously?
to enjoy like us walking more, but it was so hot and my feet were hurting.
And I was walking fast, and we were a half hour late.
Yeah.
And I thought it was rude that we were being late, but
Yeah, of course.
we,
I wanted to see more.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't get enough. You didn't have a chance to attend any of the classes, so I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, but I love the KIPP.
But KIPP,
Yeah.
KIPP was
Was
amazing.
awesome.
KIPP delivered.
Yeah.
Right?
Really.
I mean, what were some of the impressions you got with KIPP? I mean,
You know
KIPP.
what? You know what I took to my heart today was like
Unity, they care.
when you said like these kids have nothing, and who are you to come
Yeah.
late at school? Because that's a problem of mine. And when you said that, shit. What the fuck am I doing?
And when you said you
know,
should be
it's like-
embarrassed.
Yeah, me too. That really, yeah.
It was interesting.
I felt like shit
Took it off
when you
my-
said that.
What?
When I said that, I thought it was I was being me
Yeah.
when I said that to you, and I saw all you paying attention. But then when I continued looking from right to left at all of you, and I continued beyond you, there was a Swedish principal, director from Sverige.
Yeah.
She was crying.
Seriously,
What?
she cried?
Yeah, she was crying when I was done talking to you guys. And then I looked at Brooke, the woman who hosted us from
She
KIPP,
had a tear.
and she had tears in both of her eyes too. And I was surprised that what I said to you guys were paying attention, but it moved them and tapped them in a different way.
It moved me too.
It moved you too.
Like I sat there and like, damn, he's right.
Yeah,
What,
really.
what,
I
what
tried to
am I
play
doing?
tough.
What
He's
am I
right.
doing?
Who do you think you are?
As I said, part of this experience being here is about crying. It's about realizing who you were, who you are, who you're going to be.
What I loved about that because like
They were honest with us.
all the elementary school, the kids had dropped out, right?
Hmm.
But they had the opportunity to come back and deliver, and they still had like hope, you know.
Yeah.
It's an amazing
But
feeling.
it's sick that it's like they pick out 500 kids, like lottery.
Yeah. But when she said like, if they're not showing up at school, we call them the church, we call them the grandmother, and I was like, wow.
That's crazy. I
this
thought
is
they
a-
only called them and you got excited.
These two individuals are like amazing human beings for bothering at all.
It's not bothering. Their passion is you guys, students. They truly, truly believe that every person has the potential to succeed. And you're allowed to fall down. You're allowed to have a bad year. You're allowed to make mistakes. But because you're part of the KIPP family, they're never going to let you go. They're going to pick you up again and again and again.
That's what I love about
Imagine having that support all the time.
it.
Outside your
Yeah.
family.
We don't have that in Norway.
You don't?
No, I don't feel like
Can
it.
I say something?
Of course.
Yeah. I was thinking about when we were talking with two girls, little girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they told us that they had a lot of fun in the school and the music subject and etc. Then I started. It gave me an impression about this theme days they have. Like they have a college teachers.
We should
thing.
have it.
Yeah, and when we came to the elementary school, then I saw two teachers with colorful hair. So
Yeah, I saw that
yeah,
too.
so
That
I
was
was
cool.
I was thinking the teachers show so much engagement.
Exactly.
So I'm speechless.
And the discipline was at a whole another level than in Norway.
Yeah.
They'll get detention for showing up late or
Dressing up properly.
violate the dress code.
And what was the dress code? What's the KIPP dress code?
Where,
I
Team
didn't fully get
fully
what he said. but-
Tucked under your, with a belt.
KIPP t-shirt, a belt,
and pants.
and pants,
No
and the
skirts.
shirts tucked in, and no skirts.
No skirts.
No rings, no jewelry.
No rings, no jewelry.
No flashy thing.
And
And-
even the teachers dress like.
They dress nice.
Yeah, they dress nice.
Exactly. You didn't see
No,
any.
but the teacher was wearing skirts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why can't
They
the
love to show
students
their
do that?
legs.
Dress code. Everyone dressed the same, equal, professional, equal respect.
And heels.
Because if everyone dresses the same, then you don't have a chance of showing that you have more than me,
Yeah.
right? I have Uggs, you don't,
Yeah.
right? Or I have less than you, I can't afford Uggs.
Is that the idea of a dress code?
A dress code is everyone's equal. The difference is you. You. Not your clothes.
You're not worth.
It's you who makes the difference. But in Norway, I need to have my Uggs, I need to have my parajumpers. Thank you very much.
You always forget that.
My daughters taught me well.
I just have to say something. You are always telling us to be who we are,
Yes,
to be ourselves.
always.
And what if we like to wear Uggs and parajumpers? What if that's who we are?
It's his point. I think is like we're so materialistic. We care about how we look, and we forget who we are inside.
Like you are wearing the clothes are not wearing you.
Right.
That's the thing.
The clothes don't represent you.
Yeah.
The clothes are just clothes.
This represents you.
I mean, does parajumpers represent your passion in life?
No.
Does my LeBron or my Michael Jordans represent? I represent. I represent. All of me represents. I could go outside the street naked. I represent. Clothes mean nothing. It's what keeps us warm. If you look at what do clothes do? It keeps us warm. It keeps us clean, and it allows us to walk in the street without tearing up and getting blisters because we put shoes on. That's all the clothes do. But when you want to get to know me, you got to get to know my heart and my head. And that's what I want to get to know. I don't give a shit about what you got on your feet and your jacket. When I fall in love with you, I don't fall in love with your clothes. When you get that feeling for someone, even if you like someone, you don't like them for their clothes. You're like, damn, there's something about that person. They're really cool. Has nothing to do with clothes. Has nothing to do with Uggs. You remember something about that person. This is all show. But what you remember is like, wow, there's this, he gave me or she gave me this feeling. It was always a feeling.
It's just extras.
Exactly. It's who you are.
And you said something when we were eating. Here in New York and in America, you have to be who you are, and people respect you more than if you just pretend to be someone else.
Yeah.
And that's what we learned. And I feel like I can be myself more here than in Norway.
Everybody wants to know who you are. I mean, when they say hello, they're actually saying hello.
Yeah.
They're looking you
They're
right in the
seeing
face. Yeah, they're looking at you.
They're not ignoring you, like
Right.
just walk in or you run away,
Yeah.
I love it because you can take the elevator. Someone says hello.
Just now.
Yeah.
Well, we-
Yeah.
Right? I did a proof of concept. I was playing with you guys to prove my point. I saw that couple back there listening to our conversation, laughing, right?
Yeah.
And I said, out of respect to them, I had to show them your underwear.
Hey,
Right?
that isn't underwear, it's shorts.
Is that shorts?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah. Those are the. Wow. Okay.
That's why I didn't
I'm
want to see
going to
that.
wear them tomorrow.
She's gonna wear them tomorrow.
I'm old.
How did they pick up the dead dog all of the...
I don't remember what that
It's a
But-
Yes,
but-
I
but-
remember you said you can give that to your dog, to that dog. He can marry it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I just thought it would be out of respect to the people in the elevator
To know what we're talking about.
to know what you're talking about and show them and have them share it. And when they saw that,
Yeah.
they laughed too. And I don't know where they're from, but they had a moment, they had a fun time on the elevator. And how long is the ride from the lobby to the floor?
5 seconds.
1 second.
Yeah, 10 seconds, but we all had a wonderful time.
Yeah.
What did it cost us?
Nothing.
Do you get it?
Yeah.
And I was being me. You were being you. You weren't worried about what this couple thought.
Yeah.
And we all had a wonderful time.
Yeah.
That's why I love
Life is so
American
simple.
people. Seriously.
But it's life in general. It's not just American people.
You-
Just be you. Just be you. It's nothing to do with race or color or nationality. Be you all the time,
But it's
irrelevant
hard.
of everything
But
else.
the-
In Norway,
but-
it's hard.
I get that. I understand that. But you have to know that you still are you. You cannot lose you. You cannot say, I can't be me because I'm here or whatever. Still try to be you. What did you learn in KIPP today? What did John say? Some very, very powerful stuff. He says the change starts with small groups.
Yeah.
The biggest change starts with small groups. Who the hell are you guys? You're the small group. You go to a school of 1,000 students, you guys can make the
Breaks
difference.
down to the basics is like how the world works today. Everything started out small.
Exactly.
Can't-
Occupy Wall Street started off with just a bunch of people with one tent, and that thing took over all the major cities in the world. Everybody started occupying different things. They started different Occupy movements. It started with a small group, and a passion and a message.
What irritates me the most is the line, money is power.
Hmm.
Seriously. Because money doesn't have any value of yourself.
Money? Yeah. No, exactly.
Seriously. That's the main thing we learned at KIPP today. Screw money, seriously. Get an education, do something that you love, and you gotta believe in yourself.
I think we saw this side of the system today.
But
What is that side?
Pyramid.
The pyramid. What do you mean by the pyramid?
Because yesterday and today we were like all up in this. Wow, New York is like the lights, all
Yeah.
the, and then we saw South Bronx today, and we saw how poor it was, and so
How much?
how different and how super rich these people are compared to how super poor these people at South Bronx are.
But yet, the education they're receiving,
yeah.
the life lessons they're getting.
The best experience was when we watched the guys run around the football.
Yeah, that was cool.
Like,
That's cool.
Don't
they were
just,
laughing, they were singing, they were like laughing, they were like a
We're
good
singing.
atmosphere. We felt the
And they saw
the
us.
tension. We
Yeah.
were standing like 5-6 meters above them.
I think
like,
did
way
they see
far
us?
back.
Yeah, they were looking at us
Yeah.
and then
They were like,
And then I
Yeah.
keep going.
It was a
singing
good
louder
feeling.
and-
You weren't there, but
You were there.
you were there.
I
And you
also
feel the
went to gym
atmosphere.
class like
South
that.
Bronx, and in the South Bronx,
But
here are people happy as hell, singing while they're supposed to be training, laughing, rolling in the ground.
Yeah,
It's cool as hell.
good feeling. Seriously.
but
So why is it that the poorest people are so happy? And why is it in Norway where the wealthiest people are complaining all the time? Why? Why would people who have nothing, right? What do they say? Most of the people are living on, a family of 4 are living on $20,000 a year. So that means a family of 4 are living on 100,000 krona a year
Before
taxes. So they're taking about 60,000 krona home per year, which averages out to 5,000 krona a month for 4 people.
Mhm.
And these people are happier than us. Why?
Buddhism. If you owe more than 3 things, then it's the things that
These people aren't Buddhists.
I think-
Interesting answer, but I don't think they were Buddhists.
I think like
Maybe
what-
some of them were.
I was just referring to.
my
But I understand. I get you.
my what I mean is like, why be sad? Why be like, oh no, I don't have money, when you only live once? Make a deal out of it. Why be sad? Why? Be happy. Be happy.
I don't think it has so much with money. It's more like people. When you're around depressed people, you get depressed. When you're around happy people, you're happy.
I was thinking about, yeah, it's important to be who you are. Then you have a great time and it's important. But I was thinking about what a gay, lesbian, and transsexual people. It seems like they don't get
Yeah,
being
they don't
who they
care.
are. So
We'll find out tomorrow.
yeah,
But I think
You know,
That's gonna be tomorrow. Tomorrow, we'll say tomorrow's gonna be interesting.
yeah.
I have no Yes, tomorrow at 3:00. We have to be there at 3:00. I have no idea what we're gonna experience tomorrow.
Yeah.
I have none. I mean, none at all. So this is complete new territory.
From 3 o'clock to.
3 to 7:15. 3:15 to 7:15. We'll be there for 4 hours.
Okay.
And we have a session where we're going to be sitting at a round table with them and us and talking and interacting.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be really interesting because it's a different facet of life, right?
Can we film?
We have to probably not,
not.
you know.
I'll take my audio recorder with me.
The challenges of these trips is that it's very hard to capture all this. The most powerful moments of people, you can't capture that moment. If you were homeless, if you had nothing, and somebody took your picture, do you want that picture of you with nothing to be published? No. So it's really hard to capture that.
But what I want to say is, I think they're happy, or like the football guys, because they share the same problem. They know each other's story. They don't judge.
That's a good
Why
point.
judge?
They don't judge. That's a powerful statement.
Yeah, they don't judge. They have the same problems, maybe some worse, but they're like in that, you know what?
They're in the same
I
boat.
don't know what to say, because it was wonderful. It was like wonderful to watch that they got the same problems, but hey, they know each other's story. Why judge? Be happy about it.
I also felt bad when you told them how much we make in Norway, because they looked in.
They don't make that.
Yeah.
They've been working 20 years and they don't make as
I
much
felt
money.
that they looked at us like stupid rich kids.
Yeah.
But they looked.
I don't think they thought that.
I think they looked at
I
us
think
like,
that they looked. The natural response is maybe to look that way, but their heart didn't, because what did they say to you? Thank you for coming. Come back. You guys are amazing. John, that guy gave some powerful words to you
But
about grit, about what you focus on. That was love he was sharing with you. A lot of love and a lot of good wishes for you guys to go out there and make some changes. So he wasn't envious of you at all.
No.
Remember, he's the
Doesn't
guy
care.
who's in his free time, he's knocking on the doors and going to church and chasing people down, right? That's his passion in life.
What is sad that we only get to meet once, but we'll always remember it.
Yeah. How did I say goodbye to him?
You gave him a hug.
Give him a hug.
I have tons of respect for those people, especially him. Because every year when I look in his eyes when he tells those stories,
He has those powerful. Yeah.
those
it's
eyes.
amazing.
But my expectation for KIPP was that I was picturing in my head all these lousy teachers, but they seemed like, but when I met them, they said like, and when I was around the school, they seemed like pretty decent.
It was a good school system.
Like the line
The
of
best.
discipline.
Yeah.
I love
It's
that.
the best.
The line of
I
discipline.
love the school.
Remember, was it one of you who told me this story about the food on the homework? Wasn't that one of you?
What?
What?
The girl with the food on the homework? Then I heard this story recently. This girl was, this young girl's in school, and her teacher's getting very upset with her because her homework, every time she handed it in, had food on it. So he got the girl in trouble, sent her to detention. He then wrote a note home to the parents saying, this has got to stop. She always has food on her homework, on her notebooks. This is terrible. This is unacceptable. So this continued for months and months and months. And finally the teacher said, I'm going to your parents' house. I'm visiting you at home because I don't believe you're giving your parents this message. When I give you the note to give to your parents, they're not getting it because this is not stopping. So the teacher went to the girl's home.
Yeah.
The parents said, please come on in. And there in the house is only one table. And that's the table that they eat at. And that's also the only table where she could do her homework. Of course there's food on the homework. They only have one table for a family of 6 people. 4 kids in school. But everybody's got to eat. They're able to do homework. They're poor. They have one table in the entire house.
Poor girl. Seriously.
That teacher said, I'll be right back. Left and came back with another table. And that family started crying. They were completely moved. In their mind, having a second table was like, they were rich. We have 2 tables. And the teacher herself, I think it was a her, she was so embarrassed because she came there to yell at this girl in front of her parents, and she realized, my God, they don't have a table. They have one table. Be very careful about the assumptions you make.
What does assumption mean?
What you assume. She just thought this girl was tearing up the note that was supposed to be given to her parents. No, this girl was giving the parents the notes. She was doing everything she can. They have one table. And I bring up that story because in KIPP, a lot of those kids maybe don't even have a table. You can't afford a table with that little amount of money. I don't even know how you afford food. Kids gotta eat. Diapers, Blyers, they cost money. They don't have enough money for that stuff. How do they survive? How do they buy detergent to clean their clothes so the kid has a clean KIPP shirt every day? Detergent costs money. We take that for granted. We saw a lot of things today. We experienced a lot of things today. And this is only the first full day. Keep your head up. Don't look down when you walk down the street. Keep making contact with people.
That's the difference from Norway and the United States, because when I walk in the streets of Norway, I see people, I look at them, but they just look at me, I look down, and then go past me. But here in Manhattan and in South Bronx, and when I see people, I look at them, they look back, and then they say hello to me before they move. And that's a good feeling when people see back to you and give you respect. I miss that in
I see you.
Yeah, I
You
miss that
exist.
in Norway.
Like the thing is, in Norway, we whine about not having, like, I don't know, new shoes, and they don't have any option to buy
Nothing.
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 That's what it's hard to, like, fit in, you know, like, it's real. You don't believe it, but when you see it and when you tell us, when we talk to the people today, it was like, wow.
Remember, I told you this early today, and I'll repeat it again, and I'll keep on repeating it. You told all of us at KIPP today, there's 1,000 students in Bjørnholt Skole. And I could go there and have my WiHood classes and tell everybody everything, and it's just like you said, I'm telling you. But today, you 6 out of 1,000 got to experience it. Big difference. You 6 are so fortunate. The big difference between somebody who tells you and then seeing it for yourself. And those little kids, even though they were standing straight in line and everything, they didn't look poor to me. Did any of them look like they were poor?
No.
Did any of them look unhappy? They looked pissed off that they had to stand straight in
Yeah.
line, but they didn't look unhappy. Those 2 beautiful girls
Yeah.
who were what class? 5th grade, 6th grade.
Yeah.
They were articulate, weren't they? The way they spoke, the way they conducted themselves. And what I couldn't help noticing was both of their skins and faces were perfect. I mean, these were beautiful, 2 beautiful little girls, passionate about band, loving the school, homework, and they were put on the spot, and they were able to, they weren't nervous. When your teacher puts you on the spot, you're like, These 2 were put on the spot in front of 7 people from another country. And an executive of KIPP standing there asking you, drilling you for questions. And I think they handled it better than most adults would.
Did it?
Was it impressive? That was mind-boggling. I was like, wow, go girl.
And
Yeah.
they both had regularly.
Yeah,
Braces.
the braces.
That cost money too.
Yeah. How did they get that? I
They
submit.
told, I think the girls went to 8th grade because they told me that they always set up a play
Yeah.
for the newcomers
Yep.
in 5th grade.
Yeah.
So they said they had done that.
Yeah.
So,
So maybe they-
So they're 12, maybe 13.
yeah. So
Okay, so were you so professional when you were 12 and 13?
No.
Why are they so professional? Why are they so well behaved?
Because
they
the
have
teachers are seeing them, helping them, giving them dignity, respect.
But they have nothing. They
Yeah,
have
but-
no money.
yeah.
They have no food.
But the thing is, when they come to school, they know, they're told you can be anything you want if you have the
they
goal
have to
achieve
grow up
it.
fast. They have responsibilities and
Their minds are like, there are many
They see
adults.
stuff that kids
Yeah.
shouldn't see.
It's a norm in the US. They have to be like that. It's a norm.
Do you think they have to be like
No.
that?
No, they have.
Children
they
has to
don't
be
have to
children.
be like that, but it's just that. It's just like
It's-
that. Everybody is like that. It's just.
It's not a norm. It's a way or a
KIPP
place
is not
you're,
norm.
No,
you're
but the
growing up.
way they were behaving,
Yeah.
that's a norm.
No.
like-
Adult?
No.
Older? What do you mean?
No, like they were
Discipline.
talking to us in discipline and.
That's not
That's
a norm.
a
That's
No,
that's
no.
personality.
If we were to talk to the kids that were in the floor beneath us or above us in that school, you'd have gotten a different conversation.
But
This is
I
KIPP.
still think they would have discipline.
You still. Well, let's keep talking about this week. You keep.
Yeah, okay.
When we were in what is it? Thursday.
Yeah.
When we're in East New York.
Why you keep smiling when you say East New York?
Huh?
Why are you smiling when you say
I won't say anything. I explained the Bronx to you. I'm not going to explain anything for East New York.
Yeah.
You tell me how you like East New York. And you tell me what color skin you see.
Oh.
And you tell me how many crack vials you see in the street. You tell me about, you compare the behavior of the people in East New York and the school. Now, this school's trying. Obviously, they're trying. They're trying their best because they're very excited. They set up an entire day for you with only 1 week's notice, less than a week's notice. They made this happen. Impressive. So this is a school trying, right? They have international guests. Let's see. And you guys compare.
Don't let me.
East New York versus the South Bronx. Sounds like a basketball game.
Yeah.
But for you guys, I think this would be very interesting.
You missed your basketball game. Just tell me.
Thank you very much.
But I don't think like there are norms. It's a way of growing up because kids is allowed to be kids, but in these neighborhoods with these conditions, they don't have the allowance to be kids because they have to watch out. They have to take care of their own family in an age of 13.
Hmm.
Yeah, they grow fast. But
And if you compare the 13-year-olds in US and in Norway, huge difference.
Yes.
Like my sister, she gotta have all the new stuff. Bring her over here. Look at them. They appreciate that they are that they got KIPP. Dignity, respect, seriously, it's like the most powerful words right now.
And grit. Remember grit? And KIPP, what he was you saying, the word grit? Where you, even though you fall down, you get back up?
Yeah.
Even though you don't do well in this one exam, that's okay, I'm gonna do better.
Mm.
Grit. Imagine that attitude. Okay, so what? I'm still gonna try harder.
Mm. They don't look at you like a loser.
KIPP is an oasis. You guys know what the word oasis is?
Yeah.
yeah.
KIPP is that one little diamond amongst a field of darkness. Remember what she said about the people in the, what is it, the graduating rate? What were some of the things, the statistics? They were insane.
8%
8% graduated
college.
college.
Out of
100.
yeah.
8 out of 100 people graduate college. 92 people out of 100 don't finish college.
Mm.
What do? What did 92 people doing per 100?
And they, and they live
That's
with
a
their
lot of
parents.
people. We're talking about hundreds and hundreds, maybe thousands of people.
And he said like 16% are unemployed.
Yeah. 60% unemployment, 92% don't graduate from college. What does that tell you about society or where's society going? How lucky are you guys?
Very good.
And this is
Don't
only
appreciate
day
it.
one.
We don't appreciate it.
Tomorrow, it won't be so much around education. Tomorrow we're all going to get a lesson on our beliefs and ethics and values and who are we as human beings. Because the kids and people we're going to meet tomorrow, society has made them outcasts. Why?
It's like making me an outcast for my stutter. Seriously.
I think tomorrow's going to be interesting. I have no idea what tomorrow's going to be like. We'll find out.
I'm nervous.
Good.
I'm excited.
Yeah, me too.
I'm nervous because we're meeting like the outcast, like their feelings must be all over the place.
But I think it's one step forward to answer the question who we are. Actually, I really look forward to hear the stories of them sides. So
Talk to them.
yeah,
And when you talk to them, how do you talk to them?
Look them in their eyes.
Look them in their eyes. In New York, and that's why a lot of you, when you first met me, you would look and you go like this. And what would I say? Look at me. Do you understand why I said look at me?
You remember it.
Right?
I always look Thomas in the eyes when I speak.
If you look at someone and as you talk, they go like that, that's disrespect. Why are you disrespecting me? You
It's
want
just like they're
respect,
not paying
you
attention.
give respect. And you give respect, the very minimum you do is look me in the eye.
You know, you have taught me that. Before it was very hard for me to look people in the eyes when I was talking to them, but after that day you taught me.
I remember you didn't want to look at me at all, you went like that.
Yeah.
Your head was all over the place.
I was tired of it there, but
Now you understand the power of it, right? The very minimum, look a person in the eye.
But in some places that's disrespect.
I guess so in some places, but in most it's not. Insecure people hate being looked in the eye, because then you're looking right through them. So look them in the eye some more. I see you. So tomorrow, we are, you guys can sleep in late. We'll meet downstairs at 10 o'clock. If you wake up at 4:30 in the morning, don't turn on the lights and tell your roommate.
Thank you! Thank you!
You know,
Thank you.
I'm going to take a shower and put on my makeup.
I literally
And
put on my
straight
makeup
hair,
at 5
and-
o'clock
And
today.
straight my hair.
And straighten my long nappy hair.
Nappy?
Nappy? We speaking Norwegian now. You get to sleep in late. We'll meet downstairs at 10. We'll have a late brunch, and we'll take the day from there. I will try to get confirmation now to see if we're going to have that 1 o'clock conference call with that school in Minnesota. I have no idea where this guy is. We'll see if that happens. That would be really cool if that does happen. If it doesn't happen, no big deal. We still got to be at this place where with this organization at the. We'll try to get there around 2:30. Get there early.
Not run late like today.
And not run. No, we will not run late like today. But you know what? Just to end this whole conversation, we were meant to be late today. We were meant to take that train.
Yeah, and walk and see.
Right? We were meant to sit next to the guy, listen to the music.
Yeah.
And we were meant to take that long walk. Things happen for a reason. Otherwise, how quick was it when we went from KIPP back to the subway?
That was so boring.
Yeah, it was nothing.
It was nothing.
But the other one gave us an experience we'll always remember.
Yeah.
So it was meant to be. And I was like this morning, I was like, damn, I'm never so disorganized as I was this morning. And as hard as I tried this morning, I couldn't get it right. And now I'm thinking about going, it wasn't supposed to be right.
Yeah, because you forgot the address.
I forgot everything this morning, and I'm not that way. I'm up to like 2 o'clock writing notes on these things, and this morning I could not nail it. I didn't understand. And when I looked at the subway map this morning, I was like, why is it like I've never seen this map before? I've only grown up with this map.
I even asked you your name and you said I don't know.
When I noticed the one at the subway, he looked like Redman. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, just
What?
Redman.
Who's Redman?
Redman is a rapper from New York, I guess.
Yeah, I was like,
I was like,
shit.
He was like, can I get an autograph?
it's like the
Oh.
best subway ever.
The guy-
I appreciate like walking down the stairs and see the difference between walking out of the hotel and walking down. Like I
It's
said,
another
it's like the
world.
Rocky movies. Like
It's incredible that you told the same thing.
yeah,
So, wow.
no, but it's like what, like entering a whole different world.
Is a city under a city?
Yeah, and there's a lot of different people that take the subway. It's not like you think, oh, poor people take the subway.
No. All different classes, doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
it doesn't matter.
I'll end it on this one last note that nobody brought up. After we stood there about 5 minutes, and I knew we were going to be late when we were listening to the music,
Yeah.
but I felt it was more important to have that moment. Yeah, live in that moment. Come on, that woman belongs in some Carnegie Hall or something. She played. That was beautiful.
Yeah.
And then as we walked away, 5 meters from her,
Yeah, the poor
Yeah.
woman sitting without her shoe on.
the homeless woman.
Was
well,
she
Yeah.
drugged or something?
something was going
Yeah.
on.
That
So
was,
look at the contrast.
yeah.
They're both within view of each other. They're only 10 meters apart.
Mm.
Homeless woman, clothes, no shoes, leaning over, drugged, asleep, dead. I have no idea. She was in a bad state.
Yeah.
And then 5-10 meters from her, the most beautiful, a woman in her own world playing that beautiful violin, moving everyone around her. People who are not even too busy to go are still giving her money, just saying, thank you so much for that moment of my day on my way to work that you touched me.
Mm.
And then right next to her,
Homeless
someone who's just forgotten in society.
Yeah.
Keep that picture in mind. Because that's the way it is. Do we see what we want to see, or do we see what's actually there? Do everybody who gave that woman $1 saw the homeless woman?
No, she was ignored. Big time.
Be very careful with the stories you tell at the subway. Because there's always another story too.
Mm.
That's why I stopped us all on the steps and said, do you see her? Because we would get caught up in the moment of, oh, the subway's so beautiful. Nice. She was there the whole time that we were standing there listening to the violin.
But
And I was,
did you see her before when we were watching the lady that
and my,
because
and then,
I saw her when we walked when we walked past. I was like, wow.
It was like in another world, really.
Like, yeah, it's like at the subway, but it's a different.
It's a wall
Yeah,
between
but-
them.
If you know what
Nobody
that
sees
means.
that wall.
yeah.
Yeah,
Why in society does nobody see that wall? They're right there in the same space.
yeah.
Why? Interesting.
Because this society don't focus on losers, only winners.
What society focuses on losers? Nobody
No.
does.
Nobody.
But yet,
Norway.
Yeah, Norway does. Like you said, it's reality.
it's reality.
I appreciate this trip because I forget about all the movies I watch. I've seen it live. I know how that the feeling you get inside. It's like,
Forget movies, right?
yeah,
Just-
forget movies. Movies
Movies
are,
are-
yeah, it's like
crap.
They
It's,
give you
it's
the wrong-
over.
it's
freaking
somebody's interpretation of something they've seen that it doesn't make any sense.
No.
No.
You got a taste. Today was a taste. You're still here for
A week.
a week. It's only begun. Stay awake. Make eye contact. Be yourself.
We're leaving at the 28th.
Yes.
27.
27th.
Okay.
Yeah. You guys are awake now. Stay awake.
I'm hungry.
Eat pizza.
Hungry too.
Okay, I thought if you were, I
No.
was like, damn!
No,
'Cause we had a
hungry
big
for
dinner. But realize, if you're moved to tears, cry. You're showing yourself. People appreciate it. They'll comfort you. And tomorrow, as I said, I don't know what to expect. I don't know if this is going to be a bad day. I mean, all sense, maybe it's just not good. Or maybe it's going to be a day that's going to be fun, and these people will be a lot of fun. We'll laugh the whole day. Or maybe we'll cry. I have no idea. And that's the beauty of life. You never know what the next day is going to bring. And tomorrow is going to be a different day for all of us. All right?
Yeah.
We, I am going to invite, no, he has to leave. Yes, I'm sorry. So the gentleman that's made tomorrow happen is a guy I went to high school with. He's 1 year older than me, so he's in the class before me. And so I remember his name, but I don't remember him at all. And he remembers my name, but he doesn't remember me at all. But 25 years later, I called him up, and he made this all happen.
Wow.
Because like KIPP, once you're part of the family, and my high school, once you're part of the family.
That's awesome because you can never call somebody after 25 years. Hi, what's up? You know.
Who are you?
For the boys club, this guy who made all this happen was the guy who, you know, when I was 8 years old, he says, I'm going to give you a chance. And he's the one that started everything in my life, so I got out of the project. So I met him 38 years ago. And I've talked to him since, a couple of times. But I called him up the other day, left him a voicemail. His name's Jose Vasquez. I said, Jose, I'm here in New York. I'm coming to New York with 6 Norwegian students. I want them to meet some kids down the Lower East Side. He sent me an email like a week later and says, it's happening. And that's after 38 years. Right? There's a lot of love in people. Don't underestimate people. Don't underestimate yourself. You guys tapped into some stuff today. You saw some stuff. You were moved. You were moved by a guy listening to music on his telephone. I mean, you're awake. Stay awake. The trip has only begun.
What I noticed when we walked on, to the school,
Yeah.
it was like a training area at our
left
left side where
Yeah, the
some
playground.
boys were
It was up there.
training.
Yeah, playground.
Where?
A training?
Yeah, like exercises.
Yeah. Really?
Sure.
Yeah.
No.
It was
we
like,
seen
wow.
a gay shirtless.
Yeah, we saw them.
I saw them, but I think that was
They were,
okay.
were
They're not walking
Yeah,
around like
yeah, yeah,
doing
yeah.
bad
They
things.
are.
They're exercising,
But they,
building some muscles, not
Yeah,
doing
muscles.
anything wrong.
No.
I thought that the Bronx were like, wow, but I
And
felt
what color of the skin were the people of the Bronx?
now,
Afro-
actually, they were every color.
yeah, they were Mexicans too.
Except white.
Oh, the Mexicans.
And
The
Korea-
teachers were, a lot of the teachers were white.
Yeah, I didn't.
Blonde.
And blonde, yeah, a few blondes too, yeah.
There's not,
I felt like home seriously.
there's not that much of Mexicans in New York, is it?
Oh yeah, Mexicans, Venezuelans,
I
Guatemalans.
thought it was for the most Puerto Ricans and
What John said, there's blacks, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, and West Africans. That was a new one I never heard of
But
before.
when we walked down the street, I was walking with Marva. I saw 2 white people. They were probably living in.
So me and yourself in America.
No, they're driving, you know, shop carts.
Yeah, the shopping cart.
Yeah. And they got helped by this Afro-American woman that hold up the door, and they seems really happy. But I only saw 2 white people.
Was that in Bronx?
In Bronx.
What I loved today was with the guy and the TV. You just stepped over and you helped him. You pushed the door.
Oh yeah,
Here
yeah.
you go.
Oh yeah.
I didn't even notice.
A helping hand. And it means
He
so
wasn't
much.
helping him. He was trying to take the.
Let me help you with that door. Maybe that TV set.
You ruined my moment.
Well, you know, nah, I was just helping. I mean, look, what did it cost me?
Nothing.
I put my hand up and I helped him out with a 70-inch TV set.
65.
It was 65 inches.
65.
Yeah. And he appreciated it. He's like, oh, thank you.
Yeah.
You know? And that was to some super wealthy family in that super wealthy building. And he appreciated that more than anything because he didn't break his back. It doesn't take anything. It takes nothing to do the biggest thing for people. It takes nothing to make eye contact and to smile and say, hi. It makes everybody feel good. It costs nothing. Remember that. Even though back in Norway, people think you're nuts, you have to know in your heart that is one of the most powerful things you could do is say hi. Have a good night, sleep well. We'll have an interesting afternoon tomorrow. The gentleman that we're meeting that's made this all happen, his name is Scott. Let's pay him tons of respect. He's a man. I don't know what he looks like. I haven't seen him since I was 13, 12. I mean, it's, you know, it's a long time.
Yeah.
Don't say, wow, what am I, old?
Oh, you're young, Thomas.
I'm young, yeah, right. Anybody any questions? Anything else for the day? Any reflections?
Do you remember that crazy lady by the drugstore? You guys, you two and you, Do you remember?
Crazy.
Yeah, that crazy lady with that ghost thing.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I was like,
That was scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was
Oh,
this you when you went to Dwayne Reed Rally?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Notice that crazy lady at the hotel?
No, no.
Me and just
Stress.
What crazy lady?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah.
The only thing I remember was there was one moment today that I felt like I was like that small. And that was when we were on 42nd Street and we saw that guy with no shirt on. And you girls were talking to me, and as soon as you saw him, you guys stopped talking to me. And I felt like, you know, you girls started drooling.
Oh God! Why are you lying?
Huh?
But no, because
No, all three of you said, "Look! Look!" Yes, you
no,
did.
because I think it's funny because we saw him.
Oh, now you're meant to see him.
No, oh my God! But we saw him yesterday training in like doing pull-ups in Times Square.
Uh-huh.
Like, hey, there you are again. What's up? You know?
But he was good looking.
Excuse me?
He was good looking.
I hope your father watched this. Say that again louder, please.
He was ugly.
Have a good night's sleep. You got a blog? Everybody blog today?
Yeah,
Everybody.
Everybody.
I blogged so much yesterday.
I blogged today.
You have to blog every day. Has everybody blogged today? Yes or no?
I blogged.
Alright, if you have not blogged, you have to blog. Today's a powerful day. We just spent the last hour
I
at
want to
least.
blog today.
I'm gonna blog.
There's a
him.
lot you have to say.
I'm so tired.
Say it.
Stop.
What kind of crappy excuse is that? After everything you saw today, you're gonna end the day with "I'm so tired"?
But I blogged so
Can we
much
blog
yesterday.
tomorrow
I can
early?
blog
Because
tomorrow
they're not
early.
gonna read it anyway. They're sleeping now.
Yeah.
But
Can
it's
write
better
it
to
down.
write it now
Write it
because you
now.
remember everything
Exactly.
now.
And it's more powerful.
Exactly. Give respect to the day. End the day by giving it its due. You ever heard that expression?
No.
Give the day its due. It deserves the respect that you share it.
Is that your wife?
That is my wife.
Don't.
Marcus.
Yeah.
Which
Thank
cat?
you.
Which cat? Which cat? Come on.
Oh.
Good night.